The GWA Wingfoil World Tour closed out the 2024 season in the legendary Brazilian spot of Jericoacoara. Its pulsing breezes and a mix of flat waters and kickers made it ideal for the final act of the Wingfoil season in the free fly slalom and surf freestyle disciplines. Known to all as Jeri, it is set among sand dunes that nestle in a national park. The town, with its sand roads, has a relaxed Brazilian beach vibe. For years, Jeri's unique feel and ideal conditions for wind and water sports made it a mecca for windsurfers. But these days, wingfoiling is the new game in town, which is why the World Tour was making its first appearance there this season. It was all change for the second part of the Jericoacoara World Cup, the surf freestyle finale. Gone were the flat waters and in came the waves of Malhada, a bay just past Jericoacoara's point. Malhada's kickers were the perfect platform for the freestyle action.
We have moved the place from center Jeri to the upwind spot. This beach is called Malhada. It's a side-on conditions with the perfect kickers. Actually, it's a great scenario for freestyle wing. Judges are really focused on seeing everything big with amplitude. This is the number one criteria. Number two is the execution, depending on the degree and how you finish the maneuvers, and also the way you do it, together with the commitment, the risk factor, if you're capable to land up the foil. And the third condition for the judging criteria is the technicality of the tricks. Depending how hard it is, the figure that you make it, and all the combination of those three, we will actually have the final score.
The men's surf freestyle competition held out some surprises in the early rounds. France's Malo Genollet had a checkered heat in the kickers that favored the right foot forward goofy riders. He fell short and was out in round 4. Italy's Francesco Capuzzo, the newly crowned free fly slalom world champion, came to grief in one quarterfinal. He was outpointed by the French 16-year-old Acherer, who opened the heat with a massive 9.10 for a frontside 10 and never looked back to take the win. France's Bastien Escoffier threw down a back loop spin frontside 3 in mid-heat for a 9.03 score. His countryman Noé Kuyala kept the pressure on and almost got the edge late in the heat, but Escoffier advanced in second place. Aleksander Acherer had already streaked away for the win with some big moves, including a 9.57 for his own back loop spin frontside 3. Acherer's twin brother, Tomas, went to town in the next heat. He took the win, and despite a series of crashes, he landed some massive tricks, including a 9.5 for a new move. France's Luca Vuillermet went one better with a 9.7 score for another innovation trick that the judges loved. Both advanced at the expense of world champion Chris McDonald. He put down a 9.0 for a frontside 10, but the goofy kickers were working against him, and he was unexpectedly out, despite already having the world title in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked to get my second Freestyle World Championship. I mean, clinching it with 3 wins in a row is just amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get my best result here. It was really hard with the regular and the kicker goofies. The kids were going insane. I'm really hyped to see that. But another great year. Looking forward to the next, and thank you, GWA.
In the first semifinal, Bastien Escoffier and Luca Vuillermet could not match their earlier heroics. Both had poor heats pocked with crashes that saw them leave. That left the stage for the French duo of Clément Hamon and Axel Gerard, who only landed tricks in the 8-point-plus range. Gerard just had the edge, though both went to the final. The second semifinal pitched the Austrian twins Aleksander and Tomas Acherer against one another, with their teammate Britain's Charlie Locke in the mix. Locke looked like he might split the twins in advance. But Aleksander Acherer played it smart after a series of crashes and landed a simple front flip that gave him the edge over the young Briton. By contrast, brother Tomas Acherer was on fire. He piled on the pressure, going bigger and bigger. Acherer was way out in front when he landed a world first, a massive double backflip for a perfect 10. The men's final was an incredibly tight. After that saw Clément Hamon face off against Aleksander Acherer, Axel Gerard, and Tomas Acherer. The moves were off the charts, with the judges constantly reaching for the innovation category, new tricks not seen before. France's Clément Hamon opened with some big moves and pressed with a 9.50 for a back mob 3. Still, he found himself behind and went a double backflip off a massive kicker, but just crashed it and ended fourth. Axel Gerard was in a tight battle with Aleksander Acherer. The French teenager posted a clutch of tricks in the long 8-point range, but was gutted to come up just short by less than half a point and finish third. Acherer had opened with a 9.50 for a front flip frontside 3. But brother Tomas Acherer was on another plane. He casually threw down a couple of massive innovation moves for 9.80 and 9.30 early in the piece. He could not quite match those numbers as the heat wore on, but his big eights secured the win to make it an Austrian 1-2 in Jeri.
It was my first win, super stoked. I finally did it after all this hard work. And it's even better that my brother's also on the podium right next to me. And we've been training for like a month and we've just been going crazy here. And then we proved it, that we can do it, and I hope it's continuing the winning.
Jeri marked its debut on the GWA Wingfoil World Tour in style. It opened another new wingfoiling era and crowned our world champions in the season finale. Join us again next year for more excitement.